We will now turn our attention to the irregulars in the future in the conditional. The endings will always remain regular. However, we're going to see some irregular verb stems. We've seen these, as, a, hemos, eis, an, versus ia, ias, ia, iamos, iais, and ian. And that's how you're going to communicate will for the future and would for the conditional. Hablaré, comeré, viviré. Hablaría, comería, viviría. Let's look now at the two columns. The left column is going to be for future endings, and the right column will be for conditional endings. These are going to be raíces irregulares, or irregular stems. If these verbs were regular, you would say teneré or poneré, veniré for the future, or tenería, ponería, or veniría for the conditional. However, you don't. There are several words that you are going to take the E or the ending, the vowel right before the ending. You're going to replace that with a D. So instead of tenería or ponería, you would say tendría, pondría, vendría, saldría. There are a couple of others. You'll take two of the letters out, and they'll just disappear. So I will do my homework would be haré, my homework, or I would do my homework, haría. I will say diré versus I would say diría. And then querer is going to be a little different between the two. You can see the stems on the left are the same as the stems on the right, except for this very last one, querer, to want to. In the case of the future, you're going to remove the E and have a double R there for the stem. In the case of the conditional, you're only going to have one R. If you were to put them all in the future, for example, tendré, pondré, vendré, saldré, haré, diré, querré. I will want, I will say, I will do, I will leave, I will come, I will put, I will have. Versus the ones in the conditional side, tendría, pondría, vendría, saldría, haría, diría, quería. I would want, I would say, I would do, I would leave, I would come, I would put, and I would have. Let's look at tener in the two tenses. Future on the left, conditional on the right. Tendré, tendrás, I will have, you will have. Tendrá, tendremos, tendréis, and tendrán. They're irregular. They have that D in them all the way down. Tendré. Let's look at the irregular tener for the conditional. It would be I would have, tendría, tendrías, tendría, tendríamos, tendríais, and tendrían. I would have, you would have, etc. That's one example of the list of words that have a D added to it. Let's look at the ones where you straight up remove letters out of the words. Notice the endings will stay the same for the future and the conditional. Haré, harás, hará. It should be, if this were regular, haceré, I will do. But in this case, you remove letters and it's haré. And in the conditional, it's the same. Haría, harías, haría. Haríamos, haríais, and harían. I would do my homework. Conditional on something else. Querré, I will want. Two R's all the way down. Versus quería, I would want. There's only one R in quería. One last look at irregular verb stems for future and conditional. Tendré, pondré, vendré, saldré. You're going to add a D to some. Some you'll remove letters like haré and diré. And the very last one, querré, will have two R's in the future and one in the conditional. Futuro y condicional. That's our lesson for irregular verb stems. Irregulares. I will, I would.